Hi, Hazel here. I will be sharing some of the items I love back in 2025, based from my makeup wrap or beauty wrap post. So, first up is my ride or die item I can't live without, or probably the year's MVP. This is the Natasha Denona High Glam Concealer. I am in the shade N5. I actually swatched this in store back when I was abroad, since they do carry it here in Sephora Philippines. Anyway, quick review on the item. I love how it is. It is a medium to full coverage concealer. It is not of a very thick consistency, but it's not as thin also as other serum concealers or even the Huda Beauty um, faux filter. What I love about it is it's buildable. It doesn't cake, it doesn't crease, it lasts all day. And I think what I really love about this product is, for some reason, it kind of knocked off the Radiant Creamy Concealer from NARS, which has been my holy grail for the longest time. So this is a good addition to my concealer collection and something I can't live without, and I see myself repurchasing this. So the next category is the It's All About the Money, or my favorite luxury purchase of 2025, and these are the Hourglass ambient lighting edit unlocked holiday palettes. So they released 4 palettes, one which was a Sephora exclusive. I got the Dear palette, which is marketed towards fair to light skin tones, and this is actually this one palette customized into a Fox packaging. So what I love about the palettes is that they are all in one. They have the Hourglass finishing powders, they have a highlighter, they have a bronzer, and then they have blushes. The only difference is that for the Dear palette, they do have 2 finishing powders, which is why I also grabbed that. Personal thoughts is that I really love using them, and then they're really portable because I think these are palettes that you can really travel with. Okay, can't seem to open the other one. But yeah, if you look at them, they come in this thin, heavy packaging. Oopsie. Yeah. My personal preference, I think, for the blushes will go towards this more like deeper or darker palette for me. But in terms of the highlight and the bronzers, I'll go with the Dear palette. For some reason, I think the one in the Fox palette is just a little dark for me. They are good as toppers and setters for my makeup. I love them. I've been using them almost every day. So our next category is called Super Base, or for the base products, specifically foundations and concealers. Of course, I have here the Natasha Denona concealer, which is a given, and the Armani Luminous Silk. This is an original formulation before their reformulation, the one with the niacinamide. I love this. I remember buying a sampler before just to try it. Didn't really like it at first, but then once I got the hang of it, I was like, okay, I think this is really worth it. Kind of expensive, but if you use it every day, you get most of what you pay for. I haven't tried the new one. Not sure, but based on the reviews, I don't think it's something that is very appealing for me. So I might restock on the older ones. So yeah, sorry for the Armani foundation. I'm a shade 4. And I'm currently wearing it right now. This is a shout out for like my second favorite base product, which is the Natasha Denona High Glam Foundation. It's just that I haven't really used it more since it came late December already. I'm also a shade N5, similar to my concealer shade. I love this product. It applies very evenly. It self-sets, although it takes some bit of a time. It's a serum-y consistency, but what I love about it is I can actually just use this and I'm good to go. I am oily combination skin tone and skin type, and to be fair, it does really lay pretty well. And I don't know, for some reason I really love the Natasha Denona bases. So there's that. Our next category is called the blush mood. So I have my favorite blushes as a given. I will always be mentioning the Patrick Ta Major Headlines Blush Duo. So this is in the shade She's So LA. I decluttered two of them, but I'm planning to purchase on like the not too much one. But what I love about the Patrick Ta is it's very portable. I bring it when I travel or when I have to go out of town. It has a Again, it has a powder and a cream component, so it's easier to use. And if you really need a one and done look, it's good. It is super pigmented, so you really need to go with it with a light hand. And I do think that it will last you a very, very long time. So if you're like the Rare Beauty blush, it will last you forever. The next one is the Glossier Cloud Paint Plush Blush. I got this during the Sephora saving sale. I actually like this. It is pigmented, but it can be blended easily. I tried using a brush and then my fingers. I prefer laying out on my skin with fingers before just going about it with the blush. Sorry, this is in the shade Puff, by the way. A lot of brands in the market have actually gone releasing bouncy blushes, you know, similar to the Fui pot blushes, and one of them is actually Rare Beauty, and I may be part of the minority, but for some reason I prefer the Cloud Paint Blush over the Soft Matte Bouncy Blush. Our next category is what I call the halo effect. Our illuminators, highlighters, and I have these two items. This is the Say Glow Sculpt. So it's a multi-use highlighting blush, but I use it usually as a blush and a highlighter. As you can see, it's near pan already. This is in the shade Quartz Glow. This was a impulsive buy before, but I ended up loving it. I bought the refill already during the Sephora saving sale. I like it both as a blush and a highlighter, or hybrid of both, especially for days that are wherein I really don't have much time to work on it. It's actually so good. Sometimes I just put this on, bronzer, good to go. And for some reason, I really like champagne bronzy looks, so I love it. The next one is the Gucci Glow Highlighter. This is a gel to powder formulation. This is in the shade Opal Pink. They call it a silky illuminating powder. I love this. Actually, this Opal Pink is kind of like a shade dupe for my originally favorite liquid luminizer in Transcend from Rare Beauty. I currently have this on. It gives this kind of like not too blinding but not too natural looking highlight. And the product is really luxurious to the feeling, and I actually like the packaging. This year's limited edition is less maximalist in terms of packaging, and I also got one in warm gold. Our next category is called the Before Sunset After Contour, and this comes the bronzer contours, anything shading, and I would have I think this will be forever staples in my awards yearly. This is the Makeup by Mario Soft Sculpt Transforming Skin Enhancer and the Too Cool for School Art Class by Rodan Shading Palette. So the first we go with the Makeup by Mario. This is a cream bronzer that's really good in warming the complexion. It's balmy, but at the same time, it's very light and sheer. So it's buildable. And I think that's the only qualm to it, is that when you use it, you really need to build it up. So you go through the product faster as compared to the others. This is a repurchase already. I got one, I think, during the Sephora saving sale as well. So I love this product. I just know that I'll repurchase it again and again. And this is the Too Cool for School Art Class by Rodan Shading Palette. What I love about this is it has been with me through my ups and downs. I'm just not really kidding, but I've been loving this shading palette for 8-9 years already, so almost a decade. When I started venturing into makeup. This was one of the holy grails that I could afford, and I've been repurchasing this multiple times. I think I repurchased it around 7 to 8 times already, and as you can see, I have a decent pan here. I use this as bronzer contour. I am usually a neutral warm. Glad that actually Too Cool for School released other variants, which include the neutral and the modern palette, so more neutral leaning and cool leaning tones for other girls with other undertones. The next category is called the eyes don't lie. So it's basically eye makeup. My favorites will be, of course, the Can Make Tokyo Creamy Touch Liner. This is a gel eyeliner, especially very great for almond Asian eyes. It is no budge. It's probably waterproof. It's smudge proof. It's everything proof. Not sure if it's recession proof because of inflation, but I love it. I have 4 colors of it, so it's there forever. And then, of course, for the eyeshadow, I'm trying to learn my eye makeup and trying to improve it, but this is my favorite palette for now. This is the Natasha Denona I Need the Nude palette. Is kind of a nice, cool, neutral, sometimes warm, well, minimally warm palette that I could grab for in my everyday looks. Natasha Denona has the best eyeshadow formulas from the brands I've tried, and it doesn't have fallout. It's pigmented. It lays on pretty well, whether you use a brush or your fingers. It's beautiful. I actually recently got also the Natasha Denona I Need a Warm palette, mainly for my warm preferences. And another on a whim is the Natasha Denona Retro palette, which has this very beautiful pink, burgundy, purple color story. Another shout out for my favorite eye products, and this is the Armani eye tint. This is the shade 22M Cashew. I love this so much as like a base for my sorry, not for my under eyes, but my eyelids before I do my eyeshadow. Cashew is actually the best color for the everyday look. I also bought another one, which is 36M Wood, and planning to purchase probably 2 or 3 more, one of which is 30M Cedar for that great smoky eye look. Love this product, will probably repurchase it. Please don't reformulate it. That's it. The next category you have is called So Kiss Me. No, I'm just kidding. But am I? No. Anyway, these are the lip products. This is on its last legs. But this is the Makeup Forever Artist Color Pencil. It's a multi-use pencil. They do specify which is not suitable for the eyes, which is not suitable for the lips. So that's what I like about Makeup Forever. This shade is particularly my favorite, which is 606 Wherever Walnut. I am planning to buy a new one. I think it's this and the Anywhere Caffeine, which is almost in its last legs. So yeah. And then the next one is the Judy Doll Lip Glaze Essence, which I love because it's not it's not expensive. It's around, I don't know, 300 pesos, around $5 here. And it has a metal tip applicator, which is cooling on the lips. Not sure how it compares to brands like the Edem, Le Chou Chou, etc. But I do love it. It does its job for the price and has very nice colors. So there's it. I would be giving a shout out to some of like my secondary favorite products of the year. I have the Violet FR Lip Nectar. It's a hydrating lip stain. It's on my lips now. This is in the shade Dahlia Noir, which should be like this dark plumberry thing. It is a very high shine lip stain, and then when it fades, it does leave a nice tint on my lips. And then the second one is the Violet FR Bisou Jelly. This is a sheer lip shine product. This is in the shade Pomme d'Amour, which is red also. And I like that it's not too shiny, but it keeps your lips looking fresh and also very kissable. My next product category is called Lock-In. We have these two items here. We have the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray. So since it's called Lock-In, it's for the setting and the finishing and locking everything, making sure your makeup stays in place. So recently discovered, well, I didn't really recently discover it. I just gave in because I almost finished the Urban Decay All-Nighter Spray, which I really, really love so much. But ever since their beef with Scandinavia, I didn't know how to feel. I had the non-Scandinavia version, but I don't know, it didn't really hit as good as before. So there's that. So this one is good for girls like me who really like that natural glowy finish. Take note again, I'm oily combination. I'm almost finished with it. I love it. Really no words. I get the hype. And then, of course, the one also from last year, we have the Makeup by Mario Surreal Skin Soft Blur Setting Powder. I am in the shade 2 Neutral Light. This is a great finishing and setting, sorry, this is a great setting powder. I love it. It's finely milled. It gives that nice blur effect to the skin, and it's not heavy and also not cakey. This was a worth it purchase for me. Some secondary favorites, I have the Huda Beauty Easy Bake Loose and Baking Setting Powder. This is the Baby Bake one, which now I regret buying a Baby Bake version because I think I just really like it so much. I could have bought the fuller version. I'm in the shade Pound Cake. I like it. I'm using it right now. It gives this nice, decent matte finish, but not too matte, but it is blurring. And of course, how can we forget? A shout out to the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Palette. And as you can see, I have hit pan on most of them. I love this palette so much as a finishing powder. It gives that additional blurring and glowy and ethereal finish, which I really love. I'm not a girl who's really into matte and flat looks, so this product is amazing, but also quite expensive. And our final category is the mission application, or the tools that actually made life easier for me back in 2025, because life sucks and life is hard, but at least applying your makeup shouldn't be, right? I have here the Makeup by Mario F4 brush and the BK Beauty 101 brush. So Makeup by Mario F4, this has been in my wish list for a very long time. I didn't really get the hype of like having to really invest in your makeup tools. Although I think the best investment that I did was more or less the Real Techniques brushes, which I like. For a drugstore brand, I have to just shout out that they have been with me and they really last long. But okay, talking about the F4, you can survive the upside down with just this brush. This is super soft. It blends well. It blends seamlessly. It gives you that natural look. And then this just like pushes pigment in. You can survive with this brush while probably battling Vecna and the Mind Flayer for more than 5 minutes, because I don't get why the Stranger Things kids were able to finish it in like 3 minutes. But yeah, this is a great product. Works with everything. Yeah. So this brush actually works for different products, although ideally it's used with cream or liquid products. So there's that. The next product is the BK Beauty 101. This is the original contoured foundation brush. It's big, it's fluffy, it's dense, it has an angle, and it covers my very large face easily. I couldn't put this brush down, although I tried to give my brushes more love. My other brush is more love. But I really love this product so much. It's very soft. It's blush. It does its job. It blends well. I don't have to go through it all over again. I just put it, press it, tap it. I could try doing a sliding motion and it still works. So shout out to BK Beauty. You have my heart and my money. So yeah, thank you so much for a very amazing 2025. I have bought a lot of stuff and I am planning to do a project pan no buy to low buy this year, and I will keep you guys posted, or I will be sharing that journey just so I have that accountability. Have a happy new year everyone, and yeah, enjoy. Bye.